Oh, Wasted Water Sports, ahoy, how are we doing? 1:30 in the morning, my local time. Congratulations if anybody has made it up for this one, just like I have. But I wasn't going to dare miss this one because I've been predicting for the past couple of World Cups that Fiji are in with an ultimate chance of defeating the Wallabies for the first time ever. And I feel like this is their moment. They came so close, did Fiji. So close to a victory over Wales the other week. And this is a very pivotal match now in Pool C of the Rugby World Cup. The Wallabies versus Fiji. For Fiji, it's a must-win. Well, that's pretty much campaign over for them. For the Wallabies, a loss here tonight would really put them in threat of missing out on the finals. And what a shake-up to World Rugby that would be if Wales and Fiji go through at the expense of the Wallabies. Hard to picture it happening, in all honesty, but they're in for a real good chance. Try scorer predictions, Vopsy. What are you doing up at this hour anyways, Vopsy? I mean, I very, very much appreciate having some company for a little while. I was so... you know, I really tossed up this game. I'm like, do I do it? I'm going to be up watching it anyway. I may as well put some clothes on. And not that I often watch rugby in the nude, but I'm just saying, put some clothes on, dress up and stream the game. I may as well. If nobody shows up, nobody shows up. Doesn't matter. Mark Moas Bars, ahoy there. Anyways, what was I on about, apart from talking about nudity? Try scorers. Anytime try scorers for this one. Let's go. Marika Korobete, Semi Radradra, if he can hold onto the ball, big Semi. And Jordan Patea, a three-leg multi that will be worth a $450 payout should it get up. So fingers crossed. And I think we're in for a pretty good chance here on this one. Fiji, a lot of their attack will go down Radra's edge. And for the Wallabies, I expect a fairly expansive game as well from them as it starts to open up, especially later in the match. So there we go. That is a huge three-leg multi for me. But yes, Smart Moas Barca said, come on, Fiji, let's do this for human mankind. Let's take these Aussies. Who's the ref? The referee is... very good question. Who is the referee? For mine, referees don't seem to... What the hell's happened here? The hell happened to my screen? How extremely bizarre. Anyways, who is the referee? Great question there, Mark Moas Bas. What the hell's happened here? My scoreboard's disappeared. Let me just see if I can get that back again. Somewhere. Dear God. The entire thing has disappeared. The entire thing has disappeared. Jonathan Manson says Andrew Brace from Ireland. Thank you very much, Jonathan Manson. So there we go. An Irish referee, huh? Well... who does that favour? Teams ready to come out onto the field, and I don't know what I have pressed or what I've done to just completely balls up my scoreboard. There it is, I got it back. Mr. Ed's dead, ahoy! How are you doing there, mate? That was the most bizarre thing ever. I have never had the scoreboard just disappear like that before. The teams are out onto the field. Now I am so excited for this one because honestly, the past couple of World Cups, Australia and Fiji always seem to be grouped together. And for the past couple of World Cups, I have backed Fiji to get the victory. And they have just continued to improve. They got close. Well, they didn't really get close the first time I predicted, but they got so close last Rugby World Cup 2019 when I had so much riding on Fiji. It would have been worth over $2,000 if Fiji got up that day for the wager that I put on. And they pushed the Wallabies for 65 minutes before it just fell to pieces at the end on the back of a yellow card, and the Wallabies ran away with it. Fingers crossed that Fiji have not played their big match already, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense, maybe Fiji came out, targeted that game against Wales, threw everything at that, and perhaps they just have nothing left in the tank. I really hope that I'm wrong. Absolutely nothing against the Wallabies, but this would just be huge for Fijian rugby. Massive for world rugby. What a shake-up it would be if Fiji advance to the next stage of the tournament. It has to be at the expense of somebody. They've already dropped it against Wales. Literally dropped it against Wales. Can they take the fight to the Wallabies here? 1:30 in the morning, my local time, on a Sunday. Well, actually, it's Monday morning now. It's officially Monday morning now. I am putting in an extra special effort for this one. So come on, Fiji. Don't let me down. I've got money riding on you again. Let's make it happen. I can't help but notice, though, that this is the closest that Fiji have been in the betting market odds. Out of all the previous, well, the two previous Rugby World Cup encounters, this is definitely what the bookies are giving Fiji's best chance at pulling off the upset. Can they make it happen? Time will tell. We're 2 minutes away from kickoff. The Flying Fijians and the Australian Wallabies. Vopsy says, as a proud Aussie, all I have to say about this game is I hope Fiji win by 30. Is that so that maybe, and I'm sure nobody really wants this, but is that maybe perhaps so that rugby in Australia can just finally, because it's hanging on by a thread, isn't it? Look, I love my rugby union. Rugby union is my preferred sport over the rugby league. It just so happens that there's way more rugby league to cover for the channel at more sensible hours, shall we say. Rugby union, though, is hanging on by a thread in this country. Defeat and elimination from this World Cup. Could it be the final nail in the coffin, so to speak? There we go. Actually, you want them to do great, otherwise they will keep trying to steal Roosters players. Australian rugby really is in a terrible position, in all honesty, aren't they? So many other competing sports that just don't exist in other countries. Fiji, they will be setting up their war dance to send the challenge down to the Wallabies. Essentially their version of the haka for those who may be unfamiliar. Username, ahoy there mate, why are you up at 2 a.m? The same reason I am, because potentially we have a blockbuster game of rugby in the making here. As I was saying, an absolutely crucial game in Pool C. The loser of this match will be staring down elimination. Well, as a matter of fact, should Fiji lose, they will definitely be eliminated and not make it through to the finals. So this is all or nothing for Fiji. For Australia, a loss would have them needing to defeat Wales to keep their campaign alive. Or it could come down to bonus points. It could come down to for and against. A lot of different tiebreakers could present themselves here for the remainder of the competition. Pool C is very, very stacked. Wales, Fiji, and the Wallabies. 3 doesn't go into 2, as they say. Now, I probably should apologize in advance for some of the name calling that will happen here tonight. As a matter of fact, in all honesty, I'm sure that 90% of the time I am just going to throw my hand up and say, I do apologize to the Fijian rugby team, but I really don't know how to pronounce this name. I'm sure it's going to happen a lot. We're almost ready to go here. Australia just bringing the tempo down a little bit, as they do for the New Zealand haka. They've accepted the challenge from Fiji, but they're just bringing the tempo down, making them wait. And it looks like Fiji will be kicking off. Vobsy says, I know one name and one name only, and that's Semi Radradra. And yes, in all honesty, Vobsy, I even almost ballsed that one up a couple of times during the intro there. I'm hoping I got away with it. Until now, I've just outed myself. It is the Wallabies who will be kicking off, actually. Fiji spread across the ground, ready to receive. All right. Okay. Yeah, that sounded horrible. I know exactly how that sounded, and I promise to never put it that way again. There is said referee, Andrew Brace from Ireland, Yucko Piper, the assistant. And we are underway. Let's go. Wallabies versus Fiji. I mean, let's start, shall we? Go. Give them the hurry along, ref. And there is the kickoff. Fiji with first use of the ball. Jeez, he's nearly dropped it from the kickoff. That would have been a shambles of a start, but they've retained the ball here. Kurovoli looking for the box kick and the clearance from Fiji. It's a decently placed one, and the chase is fantastic as well. Pressure on the Wallabies on halfway. But White presents the ball back. And they just maintain possession here on the halfway line. There's a high shot. This will be penalty advantage to the Wallabies. Nice and early. Fiji get over the top of that ball. But we will come back for the penalty on halfway. Good, solid start there from the Wallabies. It is a fabulous start for them. No thought of taking the 3, not from that far out. And the first line-out throw of the game, it's down the back and it's taken for the Wallabies. Valentini now frees it up. And here is early pressure on Fiji. Can they hold on? The Wallabies looking dangerous to start this one. Maybe they've actually got their bollocks in order. Now another high shot. Fiji just need to bring the tackle zone down ever so slightly here. And I think that is what Andrew Brace is just pausing to have a little bit of a chit-chat about right now. Just saying, look, guys, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but let's just bring that attacking zone down ever so slightly. Yeah, slightly higher, the contact there. And this is a gift 3 points for the Wallabies. I dare say they would take it in this scenario. Bobsy asks if Radradra could still perform in the NRL. Geez, how old is he now? Not that age necessarily has to be a factor, but I would just be curious. He might be pushing the back end of his career, if you know what I mean. 31, yeah, okay, there you go. He might actually struggle to keep up. And there is the penalty goal from right in front. Penalty from right in front. Ben Donaldson has kicked it to put the Wallabies up 3-0. Who's that? Marty Sheargold's the head coach. Marty Sheargold with an epic tan. I didn't know he was just on Thank God You're Here the other night. I didn't know that he was over coaching in the Rugby World Cup. Fiji, get us back underway. That's all right. 3 points. 3 points is nothing. They can catch that up. They've just got to stop giving away these silly penalties. The referee has set the tone for the rest of this game, though. So Fiji, they need to adjust. Just bring that point of contact down in their tackles. And another solid clearance here from the Wallabies. Looking very steady to start this game, it must be said. Eddie Jones, he was under fire, but he's definitely started the competition the right way. A big victory first up, okay. It was only against Georgia, and this will be a little bit of a tester for them, the Wallabies, to find out exactly where they're at. If they put on a performance here today and absolutely steamroll the Fijians, then we'll know that they're traveling along okay. Fiji through the phases now, though, spreading it wide, creating some space. The ball bounces. And Korombete gets bumped off, was it? He gets up and goes again, though. And there is one of those said players. I don't even have a clue how to pronounce his name. Siri Kentavita. They go the opposite way now, and here is Radradra with the offload. It's loose at the back, and the Wallabies take it into touch. And this will be a throw-in for Fiji. But yes, very scrappy there. From one side of the field to the other, from one wing to the other. You've got to earn the right to go wide. This is the thing. They did not earn the right to go wide there, Fiji. And it all came unstuck very, very quickly. Wasted World of Sports early predictions for this one. The Wallabies have started very solid. Fiji, they throw to the front. They secure the ball. They spread it wide again. Boys, you've got to earn the right for this. It hasn't opened up. But still, they're finding some meters, keeping the ball alive. Fiji, they've definitely set the mark early with their style of play. This is how they want to approach this game. They go wide again. Now there's space to burn out to the left. But that is not who you necessarily want out there. A big number 8, Mata. You want some speedsters out there, surely. But there was nobody there. Now the pass is forward, surely, and it is Radradra. He hasn't had a good start to this game, Big Semi. A loose, scrappy ball at the back with his first touch, and now a forward pass with his second touch. And considering that Radradra was the one who spilt the ball with the line wide open, preventing Fiji from having the chance at the match-winning conversion, match-winning conversion over Wales. It's not been a kind World Cup so far for Semi. First scrum of the game, Fiji with a slight weight advantage. But of course, scrummaging is majority about technique. Weight helps, but technique, and the Wallabies hold firm there. Nothing doing in that scrum. Nick White will set up the box kick. Pressure here on the chase. It's taken by Marky Mark, but he leaves it behind. And now Fiji put a foot in touch, but that, I dare say, we will come back for a knock-on against Marky Mark, I'm guessing, in the contact. Challenging that ball, Raja again. And that is knocked on there by Marky Mark. Both teams now just easing their way into this contest. Stalemate last scrum. What will this one provide? 8 minutes gone, just like that. Jonathan Manson says, difficult to overcome the Wales loss on last play, but an early try would help, or even a penalty by the 20th minute. Absolutely it would. For certain. I just wonder, as I was saying at the top of the stream, I just wonder, did Fiji target that game perhaps? I would have thought that maybe Fiji target this game against the Wallabies, but maybe, just maybe, they threw everything at that Welsh game and it didn't pay off for them. As this scrum wheels around and we get a reset. Have they played themselves out? That would be the concern. Can they back it up and go the full 80 minutes? Once again, Australia with a very, very easy game in the end against Georgia. Will certainly be the fresher of the two teams, I would dare say. So perhaps that could be the undoing for Fiji here today. But we'll see. I'm hoping for a big game. The scrum collapses. The referee doesn't give a bollocks. He just says, let's play on. I'm not resetting it again. And Fiji, some space out wide again on these edges. Finding some meters here. The Wallabies, what's happening out there? Is the defensive line standing in too tight? You always say you've got to earn the right to go wide. Penalty advantage here for Fiji. And it will be a penalty right out in front. Take the 3. Level it up. This is a penalty from right in front. And this should be the equaliser. .41 meters on the fly. $10 minutes 48 to go. Surely we're about to be locked up at 3-all. And there we go, Jonathan Manson. This would be that early enough penalty goal. It's inside the 20 minutes. .41 meters out right in front. Kuravoli. 10 left on the shot clock. He moves in, he strikes it, it's on target, it's on target, it's over, and we're all locked up here. Cavoli, no mistake from right in front. And we're all square. Strap yourselves in. We could be in for a blockbuster game here. Long way to go, of course. Long way. But that was a great reply from Fiji, who were under the pump very early in this one. From the kickoff, Taylor. He will clear immediately upon receipt of that kick. And it will be Wallabies throw into the line out. Just 10 meters on Fiji's side of halfway. To the middle. It's one. They set up a driving maul here. The Wallabies still marching forward. Fiji need to get in there and defend this. Creeping forward here, the Wallabies. Now they release. Caribbean midfield driven backwards. Presents White. Finds some space around the edge of the ruck. Cheeky little bugger. 22 out here. The Wallabies. Keeping it down the short side. Donaldson loses it. And it goes into touch. And that is very solid blindside defense from Fiji. Interesting call to keep targeting that blindside. There were numbers out the wazoo there for Fiji. And just one too many down the short side for the Wallabies. Whoops. Spillage. Early morning spillage. 2 a.m. spillage there. Carter Gordon, that was. My apologies to Donaldson, the fullback. That was Carter Gordon. Johnny Farnham, the fly half. I think he's had a haircut, actually. We were calling him Johnny Farnham in the Rugby Championship. But I think he's taken scissors to those golden locks. 13 minutes gone in this one, and just a little bit of an injury break as the Mexican wave breaks out around the stadium. Rather unexpected, to say the least. The timing of that one. Cheeky little Mexican wave. And the knock-on is the call. I think there was an option there. Knock-on all line out. Fiji have gone the scrum. They were under a little bit of pressure last time. The scrum went down as Australia get the drive in. It's collapsed on this near side again. And the referee, wanting nothing to do with making a call on it, just says, we'll go ahead and we will reset this. But that's a couple of times now on this near side. Maui has collapsed. Elbows hitting the turf first. Is it the bind of James Slipper? James Slipper's got history. But referee Brace, he's going to have to make a call on this at some point because he can't keep just letting the scrum collapse on this near side and keep letting play go on. He has to make a call at some stage. Let's see if it happens this time. 14 and a half minutes gone. The scrum resets. Kuravoli feeds. That elbow's dropping again. Get the ball out of there, Fiji, just in the nick of time as the scrum collapses. And now look at the space out here on the left. Here goes Radradra. Beats the first tackle. And then he is taken down by Karevi. Fiji are finding meters to burn on the outsides, but now getting a little bit cheeky there and holding on. The Wallabies win the turnover penalty. But again, exploiting some width on the outside. The space. The Wallabies' defensive line is standing so thin. Fiji, that was a prime opportunity. If Radradra could have held his feet, that was a golden opportunity. The Wallabies, though, they hang on. They get the penalty. They put it into touch. About 25 out from Fiji's line. The line out to the back. They win. They release the ball. And they just set things up in midfield. Valentini loses it. And Fiji, oh, that's a shocking clearing kick. And we will come back for the knock-on. An absolute shocker for the number 4 there. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. Nasi Lasala. Nasi Lasila. I'm trying. I'm giving it a jolly good go. But yes, Valentini there, spilling the ball in contact. Fiji off the hook. It is going to be another scrum down, though, here in midfield. Close to their own line. And they've just got to be very careful here. The referee, Andrew Brace, he will be keeping a keen eye on Maui. Because over here on this near side, on Fiji's feeds, he has been going to ground pretty much every single time. That elbow is just down too low. Anyways, this one, they get the ball out to the wings early again. And again, there's space to burn. Nick White gets a hand in there and turns it over for the Wallabies on halfway. Rushed kick. It bounces back, though, for the Wallabies. They're still in possession. They've got space out to the left here if they go through the hands, and they do. They've still got an overlap, but deciding to put the head down and go on his own there. Probably the wrong call. They're still short on this blind side. The Fiji defence holds firm, though, covering across nicely. Australia refusing to go through the hands. The cutout pass was not the option. Box kick now from Nick White in behind the line. It will bounce way too deep, and this will come all the way back for a scrum for Fiji. Nick White's gone and goofed up there. Fiji off the hook. Just a couple of little things here from both teams. It's just not clicking. Both teams have had their opportunities. And just some of the decision making, not as fluent. Not as fluent as, say, South Africa, who are looking absolutely on fire at the moment. Now, I know that South Africa, in all honesty, let's be real about how they're going. They're going extremely well. They still haven't come up against a really stern test just yet, but South Africa are looking absolutely immense at the moment, even if it is just training runs for them at the moment. They are doing everything you would expect them to do and more. Compared to these two teams here, where things just aren't quite coming together. Now look at the space again on the fringes for Fiji, but it's a loose pass, and it forces them into the clearing kick all the way upfield. And Donaldson, he's got an eternity to return serve, and he does up over halfway. And that's a great kick at the back there from Donaldson. A result for the Wallabies, really. Fiji will have the line-out throw, but they've been pushed all the way back into their own half. I think Fiji will be extremely happy here as we approach the first quarter gone of this match. All locked up at 3-3. This is exactly what they needed to do. Now to the back of the line out. Space opens up. And Fiji are back up over halfway. And they earn another penalty. Here's another chance to take points. 45 metres out, directly in front. This will be another shot, surely. Fiji with a chance to take the lead, and this will be massive. Getting in behind the line, Australia just leaving too many gaps in defence. Here they go, Fiji. Big opportunity here. They will have to take every single chance that they get, whether it be points from penalty goals, points from drop goals, try scoring opportunities. They need to nail every single one. And this is another golden one for them, just to the left of the post, but pretty much right out in front. He had no issues with the last one from a similar position. Just a couple of meters more out to the left. Oh, and he's got it on target. It's right down the middle, and Fiji lead 6 points to 3. Fiji take the lead. A quarter of this match gone. And this one is just setting itself up perfectly at the moment, isn't it? Everything that needs to happen for a close contest is happening. This is just going perfectly at the moment. Fiji will be stoked with what's eventuated so far. From the kickoff, they retain possession, setting up the clearing box kick. The kick chase is good. Pressure at the back here on Carter Gordon. Now driven into touch. And that is a fantastic kick chase from Fiji. They will get the line-out throw just short of halfway. Oh, they've come to play here, the Fijians. Ivan, ahoy there, mate. Good morning, good morning. Bright and early. 2 a.m. here, local time for me. For Fiji versus the Wallabies. A blockbuster in the making here. Fiji have come to play. The throw to the middle of the line out. Inside pass. Gets them up over halfway. They're just constantly threatening this Wallabies defensive line. Targi with a big charge. That one's loose out the back. Scrappy here. But again, beating the first up tackle. Beating the second tackle. 15 metres upfield. Here go Fiji. Keeping it close to the ruck. Going through the phases. Just setting up the ball. 5 phases now. Waiting for something to open up potentially. The crowd's behind them. 7 phases. Now the ball spills forward and Australia come away with it. And Nick White will get the clearing kick in. It's behind the line and it takes a perfect bounce. And that's a result for the Wallabies. A massive result. They've gone quickly. That was not Australia's throw into the line out, surely. How has this resulted? Oh! It's Rugby Union's version of a 40-20. It's a 50-22. In Rugby League, we've got the 40-20. Australia have just pulled off a 50-22. They've thrown quickly, and Marky Mark is there to pounce and score the try. Oh, cheeky hand on the ground there. Now, can the TMO come back and rule on that? I don't think so. I don't think the TMO is able to come back that far and rule on that clear, blatant, illegal play on the ground there for Australia. That's the reason why they went so quickly into the line-out. Apart from, obviously, taking advantage of the space there, they didn't want that to go back to the TMO because that would have been ruled out for foul play. Marky Mark's got the first try. The Wallabies have got the first try, and they reclaim the lead on the back of some clear and blatant shenanigans there, it must be said. That makes a lot of sense now as to why they were in such a hurry to get that throw into the line-out. Cheeky, cheeky. Anyways, from the right-hand touchline, Donaldson hooks this so far across the face of goal that it wouldn't have been a conversion if there were 17 posts standing side by side. And it remains 8 points to 6. Fiji still in touching distance. There is a clear hand on the ground there. The crowd has now seen that on the big screen, and the boos rain out across the stadium. Australia have stolen one there. Completely pinched one. So yes, Rugby Union have a 50-22, which is, as I was saying, their version of the 40-20 that we're very familiar with in the NRL streams. A 40-20. The Rugby Union's got a 50-22 as the ball spills out here for Fiji. And then they knock it on themselves. They've now knocked it on in return, and it's going to be a scrum down here for Australia. I thought for just 1 second the rugby gods had intervened. I thought the rugby gods had intervened again, and Fiji had the ball back, but they've gone and made a big mistake there. Person one, ahoy! How you doing? Good to see Daryl Gibson there, a familiar face. Daryl Gibson up in the coach's box for Fiji. And it looks like the TMO has intervened. The TMO has stepped in, and Fiji are going to be presented. Fiji are going to be presented a penalty here. Nick White on his opposite number. They've already stolen a try here, the Wallabies. The TMO has said, let's have a look. Nick White. Well, that can't be it, surely. That can't be what we're looking at. He's tried to whack the ball out. Has he accidentally contacted the face? Well, I think that's a bit of a rough call, but in all honesty, Australia scored a try off what should have been a penalty to Fiji. I think that's a really harsh call, but that could just be the rugby gods intervening and saying, you know what, here's a little equaliser, and here is an opportunity for Fiji to justifiably go back into the lead in this game. Because Australia did get away with the hand in the ruck, blatant hand in the ruck on the ground that led to their try. Viable Solutions, ahoy there, mate. How are you doing? This is a tough opportunity at penalty goal. Fiji trailing by 2, looking to reclaim the lead here with this one. Definitely the most difficult of his kicks so far. The number 9, Kuravoli. 2 from 2 so far. Not good. You've got Australia backed -5. He moves in, he strikes it. It holds its line, just sneaks in the near upright. And Fiji reclaim the lead here. Fiji reclaim the lead. Justifiably so, it must be said. That try to Australia. How they got away with that, I will never know. 9 points to 8 now, Fiji. On the back of 3 penalty goals. They claim the kickoff. They set up the ruck. To just go through the motions again. The clearing kick. Up towards halfway. The chase is a little bit slower this time. Actually, it's up over halfway. And Australia, will they take the quick throw? No, they will not. That's a great clearance from Fiji. They're just doing the little things right at the moment, Fiji. Can they keep it up for the full 80? This is probably, and the bookmakers do seem to agree with me, this is their best chance to pull off an upset against the Wallabies, who are now in midfield. Valentini. Up over halfway go the Wallabies. White feeds it off. So, plays, ahoy! White forced into the box kick. Radradra getting in the way of each other here, Fiji. And that's the error. The error, they get in each other's way. The kick in behind the line. That will be advantage over, surely. And it's way too deep. Oh, well, it would have been. But as a matter of fact, Radradra, just to make matters worse, he could have just let that one dribble over the touch. Oh, no, actually, he couldn't have. He had to make a play there. Radradra takes it over the dead ball line. Well, that one's been knocked back by Australia, I would have thought. Will the TMO interject here again? No, it's a goal line dropout for Fiji. Up to the halfway line. Viable Solution says the standard of the kicking at this World Cup has been terrible overall. So many easy penalties being missed. Now through the hands go Australia. McCrate, Fraser McCrite. Valentini now. To the right of the post. Fiji failing to roll here. Got to be careful. They get away with that one, Fiji. Solid defence in midfield, but still going here. Angus Bell. Not committing to the ruck here, Fiji. Keeping their defensive line intact. Now they go for it, and they win it. Oh, they picked their moments perfectly. Fiji. Every single time, every single World Cup, you can notice the improvement in their game from 7s to 15. And what I mean by that, obviously, is from 7s, where they've always been fantastic, to the 15-man game. You can see the improvements each and every time, and the way that they just held numbers out of the ruck, tackle ball, hold off, waited for their opportunity. They saw their opportunity, and they absolutely smoked it. Ow! And the penalty to Fiji. Ow! That really hurt. Anyway, they kicked the penalty into touch on halfway. Fiji. Oh, they've come to play, and it is game on here. 10 minutes to go till the halftime break. 9 points to 8. Fiji with the lead. They win the line-out ball, set up the maul, and now they're driving forward. Australia need to get numbers in and quick. Australia have collapsed, and this will be a penalty advantage to Fiji, and they win the penalty. Oh, do they take the 3 here? Do they take another shot at penalty goal? Points are on offer. It is the favoured side for a right-footed kicker. He would have a very good opportunity of kicking it, I would dare say. And they have pointed to posts here, Fiji. They're going to have a shot. And the Wallabies, oh, they're just struggling to keep themselves in this contest. This has been absolutely amazing. And when you think that Australia's try came off a blatant act of foul play, they are extremely lucky to be within touching distance here. This could have been a potential penalty shot for Fiji to take a 12 points to 3 lead. Australia with the 5-pointer for the try that was completely unjust, it must be said. The referee missing a blatant hand on the ground in the ruck. This is probably the most difficult of all kicks so far tonight. But Kuravoli moves in, strikes it. It's on target again. It's right down the middle. And Fiji take the 12 points to 8 lead. 7 minutes to go until halftime, and they are absolutely pumped in the crowd. They are so up for this one. 12 points to 8. Fiji over the Wallabies. 7 minutes to go until halftime. That is not a mistake. That is actually what's happened here so far. Fiji 12, Australia 8. 7 minutes to go until the halftime break. It has been an absolutely incredible first half so far from Fiji, who now set and clear. They've left some space here for Carter Gordon, though, and Carter Gordon spills it, and now Fiji can counter-attack under the advantage. Knock-on advantage. Box kick. It's not a great one, but it will be meters upfield, and Pataya can just plant and return serve with interest. That's a massive kick. And boy, you would have to consider, surely if you're the referee, you have to consider coming back for the penalty, not the penalty, sorry, for the knock-on advantage, because Australia definitely won out with that net result. That was a great kick from Pataya. You can't take that away from him. But they were operating under scrum advantage. Now to the middle they go, Fiji. Set play up. It's a scrappy pass out the back. But they do get the clearing kick away, and it's been lost backwards here. Korobete taps it backwards. Is he going to kick? Surely not. Oh, well, that's why he doesn't kick. It was a dead set shocker. And Fiji now have a little bit of space, some room to move, returning the ball up towards halfway. They set the ruck up. Space out to the right if they can release this ball. And they do. Now here's numbers. Oh, it's been thrown to the ground. It's loose out the back. A little bit scrappy here, Fiji. Sevens play. That was sevens play. They just need to not get over-enthusiastic here. Control their emotions. Control the tempo. Penalty advantage now. Australia up too quickly. Referee gets in the way. Looking for some space to open up around the ruck. They're still inside their own half here, Fiji. Operating under penalty advantage. And very loose out the back. They're getting a bit frantic here, Fiji. They're getting ahead of themselves. I know that it must be extremely exciting. It must be incredibly exciting for them to be leading this match. But they just need to relax a little bit here. They're just getting a little bit too over-enthusiastic. And they're outplaying themselves at the moment, Fiji. But a very relieving penalty. The kick into touch will put them inside Australia's attacking zone. 4 minutes to go till half-time. Oh, could it possibly happen? Could Fiji score a try here? What a statement it would be to come away with points here. A try, no less. And be dominantly leading this game at the halftime break. I mean, I've just told them not to get ahead of themselves, and I'm getting a little bit too far ahead. They've played extremely well. We've got a little injury break here. Arnold is down in back play for the Wallabies. This has been an absolutely incredible first half so far, though, for Fiji. They don't want to let it slip now. These are the moments. These are the moments, World Cup's gone by, where they just lost their way a little bit. The big moments, the pressure moments, the decision-making. This is now a very important phase of the game. Fiji with the throw into the line out in the middle, and they spill the ball. That's a big moment. They compete for the turnover and they win it. They get a penalty. Oh, you have to seriously consider putting this into touch. This is not a gimme three-pointer. They can have the shot if they want, but with 4 minutes to go until halftime, you've got to seriously consider putting this in the corner and trying to drive your way over the line, surely. Australia stole the line out. But Fiji, and Fiji are putting this in the corner. They have placed it a little bit too far back from the line for any real driving wall threat. But they have made a statement here. Fiji have said, we're not going to do this in threes. This is a great opportunity for us to take this game by the scruff of the neck. The kick wasn't quite close enough. They're about 12 out. The throw is stolen again from the Wallabies. The line out is pinched again from the Wallabies. And this time, they set up the ruck and they get the clearing kick away. Some key lineouts here in the context of this match, where Australia have just stepped up, and it's that man again, Nick Frost. Both times, Fiji have gone to the middle in the clutch, and Frost comes through and steals. Surely they don't go to the middle again. Fiji with the throw. They go to the back this time, and they come down with the ball, and they spill it. And it will be an Australian scrum, and it's just started to fall apart here for Fiji. Oh, it's exactly what I said. They just can't afford to do. They can't afford to start to let this game slip away from them. They've played so well this entire first half so far. And the last couple of minutes have just been, the wheels have completely fallen off for Fiji. Australia off the hook. Big time there. Oh, this has just been a massive, massive couple of minutes now in the context of this match. Huge for the Wallabies to have held on here. They're still under the pump, though. It's their feed into the scrum. 15 out from their own line. Nick White. Nick White feeds it. The scrum holds firm. Australia. Oh, they've got numbers here. Should they want to run it? They don't. They take the safe option and just look for touch. But still under pressure. Fiji will have one last chance at it here. One last opportunity before the halftime break. It just all went a little bit pear-shaped there for Fiji. The past couple of minutes in the clutch. The game well and truly in the balance. The big moments, they've just failed to come through. Loose pass in midfield. They retain the ball, though. Fiji need numbers in behind here. Quick, smart. And they do. And they reset. And now the inside pass. Radradra beats the first tackle. It's loose out the back. It's still scrappy. Fiji put the kick in behind. It's going to sit up. No, it's going to roll into touch. And this will be a pressure line-out throw now. 10 out from their own line. Australia with the throw. But pressure on Parecki. Pressure on the throw. Time is up on the clock for halftime. Australia, they just need to win this line out and clear. And I would say that they go into halftime extremely, extremely relieved. The short line out is called. Australia have only committed 4. Fiji haven't got the numbers right here. They've got to be careful. And it's taken down by Frost in the clutch, and Nick White just bangs it over the dead ball line. And we go into halftime. Australia will breathe a collective sigh of relief. 12 points to 8. Fiji take the lead into halftime. It could have been so much better for them, or worse for Australia, depending on what side of the fence you're sitting on. But this game is living up to expectations and then some at the moment. There's only been the one try, and that one try came off some blatant foul play from Australia that they got away with. It could have been a lot worse for them. And for Fiji, it just all sort of fell apart at the back end of that first half. They had all the possession, all the territory, all the ball. They could have really, really taken firm grasp of this game with a try right there before the break, but a couple of clutch line-out steals from Frost and the Wallabies. They will be very, very relieved going into halftime. Only 12 points to 8 down, but it is game on here. Don't you worry about that. It is game on. 12 points to 8. Fiji played almost the perfect half of rugby. So close. They were just a couple of clutch moments away from the absolute perfect half of rugby. Anyway, what will the second half bring? Australia will be well relieved to only be trailing by 4. Fiji will surely be happy, but they'll also be ruining those opportunities at the death in that first half. What will the second half bring? We'll be right back to find out. Waste of Water Sports, thank you for your company. Nice and early here, Australian time, 2:30 in the morning on a Monday morning. Bugger if you've got work tomorrow or later today. But we'll see. Second half coming up after this. All right, halftime here. 12 points to 8, Fiji. Username says if Australia can't beat Fiji, they aren't going to beat Wales. Well, username, let's not forget, Fiji came within one dropped pass, one, of potentially beating Wales themselves. They still had to make the conversion to steal that game, of course, but the way that Kuravoli's been kicking tonight, I dare say that he probably would have kicked it. It would have been a difficult clutch kick, though. OB, person 1 says, I don't think Oz gonna win this, guys. Australia will be very happy that they didn't leak any more points at the back end of that half. That was crucial for me. Crucial. Because they keep the belief. It's only a try behind. And Australia, by hook or by crook, they've scored the only try of the match so far. So I think if you're Eddie Jones, if you're the coach of Australia, surely in the sheds right now, you're saying, look, we were under the pump. They played a near-perfect game of rugby. We just need to aim up now in the second half. We're only behind by less than a try, and we've scored the only try in the match so far. So surely if you're Eddie Jones, that's what you're saying. Very lucky to have gotten that try. Very lucky. The referee missing a blatant hand on the ground, knocking the ball back for Australia to win the turnover in the first place. They kicked the 50-22. They got themselves into range. Alana Ferguson's looking very... Oh, God! Alana Ferguson just dropped her mic receiver. Four points the difference here. Australia, they would be just... Oh, they'd be so relieved. I think relief sums it up more than anything else at the halftime break. To only be trailing by the 4 points. But yes, Fiji, things just started to get a little bit awry at the back end of that first half. When the clutch was on, the big-time pressure was on. They had 2 line-out opportunities in great attacking position. Both line-outs, they fell short, and Australia came away with the ball. That is the alarming part for me. I don't know if Fiji can actually ice this game, just based on what we saw. Reflection, the hindsight is a valuable thing, isn't it? The benefit of hindsight says maybe they should have just taken the shot at the 3 in that situation, put themselves out 15 points to 8, get themselves that little buffer of the converted try, and then maybe next time that they get down the other end, go for a little bit more. But that's the benefit. Look, that's the benefit of hindsight. It's a valuable thing, and we don't have it in the moment, do we? So look, I even called it at the time. Go for the corner. Go for the driving maul. They just couldn't quite pull it off, and that is the concerning thing for me as far as Fiji goes. Farsi, ahoy! How are you doing there, mate? So yeah, just imperfections there. When the pressure was on, the clutch moments, Fiji had a moment to really take a stranglehold of this game, and they couldn't come through with the clutch plays. Australia did. They hold on. They're within touching distance here at the break. $40 minutes to go in this one. This is set up prime. I did back Fiji, Farsi. Yes, I backed Fiji. I've backed Fiji every single World Cup for the past 2. Which isn't every single one. But, I mean, every single time Fiji have played Australia. And they've just been getting closer and closer, haven't they? Every single time, they've just got closer and closer. Even the bookmakers rated them a fairly good chance for this one. And taking the lead into the halftime break and looking dominant while doing so. I'm just worried. I'm worried because in the clutch moments, they just couldn't come through at the back end of that first half, could they? They just didn't quite pull it off. Those key moments where the big teams iced the games, Fiji just couldn't come through, and it all fell to pieces for them, really, in that last 4 minutes when you can't say the game was on the line because there's way too long left, but they could have taken a huge stranglehold on this game in that last 4 minutes, but it just all fell apart. And that's worrying signs, in all honesty, worrying signs for Fiji that they weren't able to ice those moments, in my opinion. John Farnham is getting smashed, isn't he? And as a matter of fact, Farsi, I actually wondered, he's had a haircut, hasn't he? Because we were calling him Johnny Farnham all through the Rugby Championship, but I didn't even recognise him here tonight. I did not recognise him. Big game, of course, next Monday. Wales versus Australia. Australia could be playing for their tournament. Depending on how the next 40 minutes goes, their tournament could be on the line against Wales next week. South Africa, Ireland, Sunday, 5 a.m. That's going to be a blockbuster. I will probably cover that one. And you know what? To be honest, I may do Argentina and Samoa at 1:45 as well. Some good games coming up. I'm always very sporadic when it comes to the Rugby World Cup in terms of which games I do and which games I decide to sit out. Usually that's because it's just ridiculous time zone for me. Because here I am in Australia. It's 2:45 a.m. on a work day. Okay? I've got to get up for work later on. As a matter of fact, I'll probably just stay up. It's, you know how there gets a certain time where you're just like, bugger it, it's not even worth me going to sleep. I may as well just stay up at this point. That's what it's getting to for me here at this particular point in time. At 2:46 a.m. on a Monday morning with another half of footy still to go. Another full 40 minutes of rugby left in this contest. I am reaching the point where I may as well just stay up after this. I may as well just start work as soon as this game's over. I'm sure the boss would be happy with that anyway, because that's an extra... That'd be an extra, what, 4 or 5 hours work out of me? Teams getting ready to come back out now for the second half. It is set up perfectly. Fiji have done almost exactly what they needed to do. Almost. They have the lead going into the break. It's probably not a big enough lead or as big as they deserved, but they've done at least part of what they needed to do. Farsi asks if Skelton is out for good. I don't think he's out for good. He's obviously been ruled out of this game. But yes, I don't... honestly, though, I don't know. I'm just... Yeah. I'm just talking up the wazoo at this point, to be honest. I don't know. But I don't think so. I didn't hear anything about it being that bad that he's out for the whole tournament anyway. All right, let's do this. Waste of Water Sports, the teams are out for the second half. Let's get some of my same-game multi-try scorers over the line as well, huh? That'd be nice. But is it third time lucky? Third time lucky for Fiji in Rugby World Cups against Australia. I've been calling for it now. Their previous two encounters, I've rated Fiji a very good chance of pulling off the upset. This is probably their best chance yet. They've done the hard 40, or the hard 36 anyway, in the first half. They've set themselves up with a prime opportunity. They've started the second half extremely well as well. The clearing kick from Australia from the kickoff doesn't find a lot of distance. Fiji will have the throw into the line out, 30 out. And they can put Australia under pressure immediately. Here they go to the middle. They release it early. The charge in midfield from Botia. Now they feed it out to the left. Fiji, there is space to be found if they can free the ball up. They do take the line on. Getting through and then spilling the ball. No, it's just all gotten a little bit scrappy here for Fiji. The back end of the first half. And now loose to start the second half. And Australia will have a scrum down and will be able to clear. Just some cautious, worrying little signs here from Fiji as this game carries on. The deeper it gets, have they just got a little ahead of themselves? I'm concerned. I am just ever so slightly concerned. Wainakolo down. Some form of shin injury there, it seems. He's having a nice little stretch. Extremely tanned Marty Sheargold looking concerned in the coach's box. Farsi says you've heard a rumour the calf strain isn't too good. We can have a look, I suppose. We can have a look. See if we can find out anything about it. But yes, I certainly haven't heard anything. Farsi. But what's not looking good at the moment here, the number 14 for Fiji. He's walking back into position. Or is he walking off the field? I think he's coming from the field here. No, he is not walking back to position. He is limping from the field. And Fiji will be forced into an early replacement. And yes, things have just started to go a little bit south here for Fiji. Oh, well, that is a dead set. That is a dead set hip drop tackle. If it's the NRL, that is a dead set blatant hip drop tackle that's caused the ankle injury. Isn't it amazing the difference between the two sports? Not even a thing here at the Rugby World Cup. Not even a thing in rugby union. But that is a penalty on report and potentially a send-off for the tackler there, if this is the NRL. That is the most blatant hip drop all season long, if we're watching a different sport. Amazing. The similarities, yet so different. Australia win the line out. Nick White with the box kick from the back of the maul. It's down as far as Radradra, who goes into contact and sets up the ruck. Fiji on halfway. Setting up a box kick, told to use it. Still haven't used it. Now they have. They release the box kick. It's not very deep, but there is pressure. And Australia have jumped up and haven't competed. And Fiji are away. And Fiji will score. Fiji will score the first try of the second half. Oh, the Wallabies have just gone goofed up here big time. Donaldson and John Farnham. What a great big goof up. And Fiji, they have taken full advantage of the biggest mistake of the match so far by the Wallabies. Well, Carter Gordon it is moving forward. And Marky Mark, they've both jumped. Neither one of them has tried to catch the ball, though. And it lands between four Wallabies. And Fiji race away to score. That is amazing. I have never seen a Wallabies team just so clueless. Four of them standing around watching the ball bounce and watching Fiji swoop on it and race away to score. Fiji lead 17 points to 8. Oh, it can't possibly happen, can it? It can't possibly happen. Fiji have taken the lead. It is now 1 try apiece. The conversion from the sideline. It's hooking back. It's hooking back. It is inside the far upright, and Fiji lead 19 points to 8. Fiji lead 19 points to 8. Wasted World of Sports. I'll say it again, just in case you can't believe it. Fiji lead 19 points to 8. 4 minutes gone in the second half. The flying Fijians are flying here. They get the kickoff. They set up the ruck. Setting up a clearance now. The pass 10 metres back infield. Setting up the box kick. They've just done the same thing. Every kickoff. Fiji, charge down. Charge down. Sits up for Australia. But they're offside. And a very relieving penalty. Oh, Arnold gets the charge down. He regathers the ball, but they're all offside, the Wallabies. You've got to be behind last feet. Tense moment there for Fiji. The last thing they wanted to do was give that straight back to the Wallabies. Oh, this is incredible. This game is so nicely set up now for the back end. Fiji have done just about everything you could possibly ask for in terms of bringing this game to the Wallabies. Trouble at the back here for Kuravoli. Another ankle injury. They can't surely afford to lose another one here, Fiji. The penalty kick puts them... now it's stolen. Another clutch line-out steal from Frost. And the Wallabies, penalty advantage coming here? No, Brace thought about it. The referee, Andrew Brace, he certainly thought about it. But he didn't blow the whistle. Now, Gordon steps, almost goes through. White now feeds it on to Pataya. Pataya with the kick in behind the line. It's going to dribble over the dead ball line, and it will come back for a scrum for Fiji. And I've got to say, Carter Gordon just doesn't have the size. He just doesn't have the size. He's being manhandled. Even if he gets in behind the line, he is then getting manhandled in the cover tackle. He manages to step. He steps around, but then he gets taken down with ease in the second effort and swung backwards. And Kuravoli coming from the field. Lamani is on. That's huge. Kuravoli, stand and applaud. Kuravoli's probably been Fiji's player of the game so far. In all honesty, deserves all the applause. And that is a huge loss for Fiji. Kuravoli off. Lamani on. That's a big, big, big moment in this game. Definitely, hands down, in my opinion, been their best player, Fiji, that is, so far. So that is a huge substitution. Had to be made, though, because he was not 100%. He was not able to put full weight on that ankle. And that's now 2 leg injuries for Fiji in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Big scrum here, Fiji. They're driving forward. Pressure on the Wallabies. And it's a penalty to Fiji. Oh, that was a massive scrum. That's their best scrum of the match so far, Fiji. All the momentum going the way of the Fijians. Controlling the ball at the back as Australia blatantly wheel that one. And the referee had no choice but to blow the whistle there. And Fiji can clear. This game is so delicately poised. Fiji in control at the moment. They've lost their last a few of their last throws into the line out. This time they come down with it. Frost can't get to the front and steal it. Oh, and it's loose. It's scrappy. Oh, they've just got to keep their heads here, Fiji. It'll be a double knock on. Although the Australians are offside, and here's another chance. Oh, Australia are getting blown off the park here by Andrew Brace. Fiji collectively point at the posts. That is amazing. It is a collective point at the post for the Fijian team. And with Kuravoli off the field, who will take over the kicking duties? Is it his replacement? That would be hilarious. The two number 9s, essentially. You know what I mean? He's not wearing number 9, but he's come on as the number 9 replacement. The two number 9s, is it, that have the kicking duties for Fiji? Andrew Brace is just blowing the Wallabies off the park at the moment. The penalties. 19 points to 8. This is a huge kick because Kuravoli was kicking so well. Can Lomani step in and take over where it was left off? Just to the left of the post, about 25 metres out. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, that's huge. That is massive. That is massive. Kuravoli is such a big loss, and he knows it too. They've cut to the camera angle of him on the sideline, just going, oh, God, I would have thrown that over with my nutsack. That's a big 3 points that's now been left out there for Fiji. Vunivalu is on. Gordon is off. That's a big substitute for Australia. Carter Gordon has offered absolutely nothing here today. And Vunivalu is on. That's a big change there. Eddie Jones bringing the hook out. And Fiji, oh, they've lost their goal kicker. And that could be crucial. Massive. 3 points have just been left out there big time. Now, Fiji, the kick chase. Marky Mark under pressure. He's sacked. Pressure on the Australians here to retain possession. They do. White frees it to Valentini. They've got to be careful here, Fiji. They don't want to give away a penalty. No free territory here for Australia. White setting up a box kick. Pressure at the back. Radradra under it. It's lost backwards. Play on. Fiji ball. Can they set up the ruck? They do. Cut out pass across the face of the ruck. Lamani now looking for the box kick. He clears it. The chase is on. They're offside there on that far side, Fiji, I believe. They get away with it. And now Marky Mark to return it. Or as we are now going to call him, Sideshow Bob. Marky Mark or Sideshow Bob. Fiji now with the ball inside their own 22. There's space. There's space for the kick. There's plenty of space in behind the line, and that is a fantastic clearance from the fullback. And the substitutes, oh, the big boys are getting ready to come on. It looks like it's an entire front row replacement here for Fiji. It looks like the entire Fijian front row has been substituted. All in one fell swoop. Australia throw into the line-out. They go to the back. They've got the ball just short of halfway. Karevi in midfield. It's stolen from Fiji. It's stolen. And now there's space. So what's happened? Vunivalu's come into the wing. Donaldson's moved into fly half for the Wallabies. Farsi. So that would mean that somebody possibly Pattaya or Marky Mark has moved to the back, probably. Fiji now into space. They've thrown it forward. The pass looking for Radradra in open space. It sails over the sideline. And again in the clutch moments, just not coming through for Fiji. Yes, so I believe Farsi that Marky Mark has moved to fullback. Donaldson has slotted into fly half. Just a straight swap there. Marky Mark. Sideshow Bob. Sorry. Sideshow Bob to fullback. Donaldson from fullback to fly half. Carter Gordon hooked. Eddie Jones has hooked him. And that's not a good sign moving forward for Johnny Farnham to get hooked. He was offering nothing, though, to be fair, wasn't he? He was offering absolutely nothing, in all fairness. Definitely not one of his better performances. This will be a line-out throw here. I'll tell you who else has got to go. Nick White. I don't understand how Nick White has been a Wallabies representative for so long. But anyways, I don't know if they've got anybody to substitute him with today. Parecki with the throw into the line-out. They go to the middle. Nick Frost has been solid. Absolutely immense has Frost. Probably Australia's standout player, in all honesty. Now they've got space, Australia. But they don't have the runners. It was Angus Bell in space. Not who you want to see out there. Now, Vunivalu's just come on. Space to burn. Decides to put the kick in. And he has kicked it about 50 footy fields too deep. Over the dead ball line it goes, Vunivalu. And he would want that moment over again, having only just come onto the field. Vunivalu in space has absolutely booted the leather off it. "53 minutes gone in this match. Fiji leading 19 points to 8. What an atrocious kick from Vunivalu. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen a Wallabies team just so crap. It's the only way I can describe it. They have been terrible. Fiji have been immense. Let's give credit where credit is due. Fiji, thus far, have been absolutely unbelievable. But that being said, Australia, probably their worst performance that I can potentially ever remember. The scrum resetting here on halfway. Fiji will have the feed. 54 minutes gone. Fiji just over a quarter of the game left to go. And they are controlling this one. They're controlling the pace. They're controlling the scoreboard. They now release the ball. They've got space out to the right here. Fiji, the kick in behind. How is the kick chased? It's great. Vunivalu's back. Must make a play at it. Steps. He's in danger of going over the sideline here. Vunivalu, and he is. But it's a penalty to the Wallabies. A penalty for offside. Oh, that's relieving there for the Wallabies, because the alternative of that was a line-out throw for Fiji. 10 out from the Wallabies line. That's a huge penalty. Massive. What a let-off. That is such a massive let-off here for Australia, and they clear from this penalty deep into Fiji territory, just short of the 22. "19 points to 8, 55 minutes gone. It's Australia's ball. And they will have the throw into this line-out. Eddie Jones looking very rightfully concerned. They go to the middle. They come down with it there, Arnold. Farsi says must be tactical by Eddie Jones, saving Johnny Farnham for Wales. What a monster of a game that could be if this one continues going the way it is. Wallabies versus Wales next week. right here on the Wasted World of Sports. 7 days away. Now the counter ruck from Fiji is good. They've driven straight over the top. Oh, but then they lose it forward on the ground. They've done all the hard work there, Fiji, and it's just those little moments. The counter ruck was so good. They've driven over the ball and then just a cheeky knock on at the back of the ruck. And Australia off the hook. Oh, they're just inviting them back here in these key moments. Fiji just keep inviting the Wallabies back into this game. Some fresh legs coming on now. Eddie Jones. The subs are on. Here comes Nonga. Is his name really Nonga? And Nick White is off. Nick White's coming off. And Finesse Lelawasa. Lelawasa. Never heard of him. But he looks like a mini-me George Smith. The next George Gregan. There you go. The next George Gregan just happens to look like a mini-me clone of George Smith. I love it. I love it. Will the fresh legs bring the Wallabies to life here? This is their opportunity. A scrum down. 25 out from Fiji's line in midfield. There will be options left and right. They can come up with some sort of set play. Fiji don't deserve to lose this game, though. It's such an awkward position to be in right now. Fiji deserve to go on with this. But they just haven't been good enough in the clutch moments. They have not been able to ice this contest. And Australia, despite how bad they've been, are still in with a chance here. Scrum goes down. They go left. They've got numbers here. Marky Mark cuts back in field. Back to Lalese. Settling things down in midfield now. Australia just need to hold on to it for some phases. Get some phase play going, which they have not done all night. Karevi, and now Pataya. 2. Oh, Korambete bumps off 1. And now Fiji attack the ball. It's loose. It's so scrappy here from the Wallabies. They retain it, though. They're holding on to the ball. The Wallabies doing what they need to do. Going through the phases. Getting closer to the line. Oh, can they release it to the right now? Space galore out to the right. Now here they go. No, they don't. They cut back in field. They don't have the numbers there themselves. Australia and Fiji are over the top of the ball and they win the turnover. Who was that in there? Oh, Eddie Jones, his headset's gone. Eddie Jones, his headset's gone. I don't know if he threw it or if it's just fallen off in frustration, but Eddie Jones has lost his headset. And who has got in here for Fiji and caused that turnover? Over the top of that ball. Plain as day. One of the Fijians is down in back play, and apparently there's no trainers available to come and attend to him. Here they come now. Oh, whoa, he's a big boy. This has been amazing from Fiji. When do we normally see a Fijian side defend like this? Okay, the Wallabies have honestly thrown absolutely nothing at them. Absolutely nothing. They've been headless in attack, the Wallabies. But Fiji, props to them. They have defended so valiantly throughout this match. "22 minutes to go." Username says Eddie Jones's headset must be nervous. Jeez, if Eddie Jones and the Wallabies get dumped out of this World Cup, before the fight. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's 22 minutes still left in this game and only 11 points the difference. But if Eddie Jones's Wallabies get dumped out of this World Cup in the pool stages, I know that Eddie Jones has been brought in with a much bigger picture in mind. And the bigger picture is towards the next World Cup, isn't it? Well, that's what they've been saying anyway. But if they get knocked out in the pool phases, does he even get a chance to go on until the next World Cup? Welcome along there, Maloney Namoli, as Fiji win the line out and now clear. Upfield, Australia let it bounce. It bounces back for Fiji and they lose it forward. Play on though, says the referee. No, he's got a call from the touch judge. The knock on in the air. And it will be a scrum down for the Wallabies on halfway. But Fiji, they'll be happy about that being on halfway. And they have put Australia under some scrum pressure here tonight. Can they keep that going? It is a completely fresh front row for Fiji. James Slipper, the only player replaced for the Wallabies. So you've got three big, fresh brutes out there for Fiji in this front row, ready to charge forward. What can they come up with? This is a massive scrum now. The last quarter of the game. 20 minutes left. Scrum down Wallabies on halfway. Holding firm at the moment. Fiji drive. Fiji twist and turn. They wheel the scrum illegally, and that's a penalty for Australia. And they can now thump this one upfield into touch and try and launch some sort of attack. Donaldson with the kick. Oh, it's not a very good kick into touch. 22 out from the line here. Yeah, that kick needed to go way deeper. But this will be a line out for Australia as Parecki has now been replaced. What a moment to come onto the field here. Ulysses with the throw. 22 out. It's uncontested. Fiji, they don't contest the line out in the air. They wait for the counter maul. And now, in over the top of this ball, and that'll be another turnover for Fiji. Oh, the Fijians are just destroying the Wallabies here at ruck time. And once again, they have just picked their moment. Not competing, the line-out throw. Defending the rolling maul. And then from the ensuing ruck, straight in over the top of that ball. And the Wallabies just not getting defenders there in time. And another Fiji penalty. This has been the greatest defensive performance I've seen from a 15-man Fijian team in all the games I've seen. They have learned so much, and they've come so far as a unit. They deserve this. Oh, you would hate to see anything happen now. You would hate to see anything happen where Australia managed to steal victory in this one. Fiji have earned this. And they deserve this. The throw into the line-out is loose. And the Wallabies will come down with it. They just keep inviting them back. They keep inviting them back in. Key moments. Karevi to Pataya. Pataya's caught high. And that will be a penalty advantage. And there is the penalty. Oh, do they consider the three here, the Wallabies? There's still 18 minutes to go. Do they consider the three? It was a high shot on Pataya, up around the shoulders. He really hasn't made contact with the head, but he's up around the shoulders. They've just got to watch that contact area. Lower that point of contact. The last thing we want to see is this game decided by a yellow card. $19 points to 8. 18 minutes to go. The Wallabies will have the throw into this line out. Inside Fiji's 22. They do not compete again. They just contest and drive back against this rolling maul. Australia are very well set, though. That's once, says referee Brace. They're going sideways here, the Wallabies. Sideways. Fiji doing their best to hold this one up. Australia, the ball is still in the maul. Told to release, and they do. They just get that one free. Now, over the ball in midfield again, Fiji win the penalty. Oh, Australia are just not committing numbers to the ruck, and Fiji are all over them. Another turnover penalty in midfield. Straight in over the top of that ruck ball. Fiji, impressive. Once more, impressive. Straight over the top of the tackled man, ripping that ball away and earning a penalty. Oh, this is incredible defense from Fiji. 17 minutes to go. 19 points to 8. Bonus points start to come into the equation as well. Bonus points would be massive for the Wallabies, should they not steal the victory. Fiji win the line out. Very important. Now in midfield, looking to set up a ruck ball. Australia counter ruck very early there. Way too over-enthusiastic. Arnold gives away a penalty, and Fiji can now clear way upfield. The kick into touch for Fiji inside Australia's territory. They're getting closer. They're getting closer. You can feel it. Well, they'll be feeling the pressure too. Don't you worry. Fiji will be feeling the pressure just as much as Australia right now. They've had moments to really take control of this contest, and they haven't come through. They win the line out. That's crucial. Fiji with the ball in midfield. Radradra charges into the defense. Cut out pass across the face. It's a penalty advantage, though, for Fiji. Inside the 10 meters. Oh, we've got an issue in midfield here. A big, big problem in midfield. One of the Wallabies is down and not moving at all. Oh, that's a big problem. There is major concern around that Wallabies player who's fallen. We need to see what's happened there. Oh, what happened there? Still down, that man. That looked very, very nasty. He looked like he was out cold. We have got 13 minutes left in this game as Arnold comes from the field for the Wallabies. Here we go. Here's a replay of what's happened. He's just got his head in a horrible position. He's knocked himself out. Horrible placement of the head there. I mean, that's just 101 there. Now, surely they take the 3 here, Fiji, from right in front. As time is back on, Jordan Yolese, that was, getting his head in a very awkward position. And this is 25 out, right in front. Fiji are missing their goal kicker, Kuravoli, who had an absolute blinder while he was on. Lomani is 0 from 1. About 30 meters out, directly in front. He shanked the last one. This is huge. This is a massive moment in the game now. It's right in front. He really shouldn't miss it. It's on target. He's hooked it again, but this one holds its line just enough. Just enough. And Fiji lead 22 points to 8. 14 minutes to go. Oh, do you love being part of history? Wasted World of Sports. You can feel it. You can just feel it. You can sense it. The crowd, they're dancing. Don't get ahead of yourselves, ladies. There's still 15 minutes to go in this one. 22 points to 8. That is still not an insurmountable lead. That is only 14 points. Fiji come down with the kickoff, though. They have been solid under the restarts. This is something a little bit different, though. Keeping the ball in the hands. Setting up another ruck in midfield. Told to use it. Setting up the box kick. Fiji. Put the ball high. The kick chases. Have they got the timing right? Seems like they have. Sideshow Bob comes down with it for the Wallabies. Beats a couple of defenders. Gets the offload away, but they're going backwards here. And now the counter ruck is on. No, they hold off here, Fiji. They reset their defensive line. They have been extremely smart with that all game so far. And Australia now with numbers out to the right. But again, Pataya steps in field and goes on his own. He's caught high. He's trying to milk a penalty there. And forced into another box kick. In behind the line, taken on the full of the back. Fiji now can return the ball. Pressure here on the ruck. And the turnover's one for the Wallabies. They get a penalty back. 13 minutes to go. She's not over yet. Not over yet. The Wallabies will plug this into the corner and try and set up a rolling maul. $22 points to 8. More substitutes here for Fiji. Some of the players just struggling to go the 80. Big moments of the game now. 14 points the difference. 12 and a half minutes left. Australia throw into the line out. They win. Not competed. Not contested by Fiji. They just set up defending the rolling maul. Australia bring numbers in. Penalty advantage. They're rolling towards the line here. They keep the ball up. They break away. Now they score the try, Australia. Vunivalu scores. Oh, I told you, she's not over yet. Vunivalu has scored. Australia are back. 22-13, kick to come. Oh, this is a crucial conversion. There's 12 minutes to go, and the conversion will have the margin. Only one converted try. Vunivalu with the try. Australia back in it. Can they hold on here, Fiji? Oh, come on. 11 minutes. They've got 11 minutes. Do you believe in miracles? Wasted World of Sports chat room. They have been the better team for a majority of this game, and Australia could still pinch this one. This is a huge conversion attempt from Donaldson. 37 meters out, a 44-degree angle. It's not the favoured side for a right-footed kicker. He moves in, Donaldson. He strikes it. He's pushed it right down the middle, and it's 22 points to 15. Oh, it's going to be a grandstand finish this last 10 minutes. It's going down to the wire. Fiji, oh, you don't want to see it happen. You don't want to see it happen. Can they hold on, Fiji? Well, that's the thing. They can't just try and hold on, can they? Fiji have to keep playing. You can't try and defend a lead for 10 or more minutes in a game. We've seen that all through the NRL season as well. You can't just try and hold on to a lead. You've got to keep playing. That's a great kick for Australia. And they're just trying to slow it down now, Fiji. That's a monster kick from Donaldson. Tanned Marty Sheargold looking a little bit concerned now in the Fiji coach's box. Just feeling the momentum swinging in this one. His team still leads by 7. But this one is well and truly in the balance. Fiji reduce the numbers of the line out. They go for a 4-man. And it's competed, and it's tapped down by the Wallabies, but straight over the sideline. And it will be another throw here for Fiji. There's just a new lease of life to this game. Australia suddenly believe they're competing every play. This game has just turned on its head a little bit. Another short line out. It's stolen again from the Wallabies. This time stays in the field of play. But this is big defense from Fiji. Looking to get the counter ruck on. But they can't. Australia come away with it. 9 minutes left. Australia with the ball. Just their side of halfway in midfield. Oh, this is going to be a tense finish. Box kick. In behind the line. Pressure on the kick chase. Oh, they've lost it. Fiji lose it. Australia come away with it. Knock-on advantage. Space to burn out on the right. They've got numbers everywhere here, Australia. Can they get the ball out? Valentini, he's still going. Looking for support. Finds it. There's holes everywhere in the defence. Australia just need to show patience. They've still got the ball. 22 out now from the Fiji line. Once again, not committing numbers to the ruck. Waiting for their opportunity to strike. Valentini goes to ground on phase 5. Pataya was just lurking out to the right there. They've gone in and they've gone the turnover. Semi Radradra wins the penalty for Fiji. And once again, they have just been... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's happened? Yes, I think this is a penalty to Fiji. He blew his whistle and he had his arm up in Fiji's favour initially. What's happened here, though? It is a penalty, Fiji, yes. Once again, they did not commit to the ruck. Fiji just waited for their moment to strike. At the moment, though, Australia, crucially, even if they do lose, crucially, a bonus point awaits them. Fiji with the throw to the line-out on halfway. They've been terrible at line-out time the past couple. And again, it's loose over the back and Australia swoop on the ball. But Fiji, in over it, can't get the ball away. Now they've got numbers everywhere. Here on the left, Australia in space. Korambete goes on his own and is tackled. Fiji hold on. Just. And they win the penalty again. They defend valiantly again inside their own 22. Oh, you just can't handle this. Fiji, their lineout has fallen to pieces. Their entire game, apart from, crucially, their defense, has fallen to pieces at the moment. They are just trying to hold on to this one now. You get the feeling that they are just defending the lead. And that is always dangerous when one team is attacking and the other team is simply just trying to hold on. It is always a dangerous thing. Their lineout has just fallen apart. They need to win one. They need to secure some ball here. Fiji still inside their own half. This is a big throw. 6 minutes left. They haven't won a line-out in forever, and they take this one down, and they roll upfield. They set up the maul. They're up over halfway, Fiji. They're still going. They reset it. They've retained their shape. Pressure on the Wallabies. Okay, now they can free it up. In midfield, oh, he's passed it up the back to nobody. It's just all falling apart here for Fiji as they try and hold on to this lead. They're back inside their own half. All that hard work undone. Oh, that is a forward killer. That's a coach killer. A potential game killer as well. With 5.5 minutes left on the clock. The box kick down to Korobete. Korobete kicks it back. Fiji will take it. They're getting in each other's way again. Oh, they just need to calm down. Now the kick could go out on the full. It needs to stay in the field of play, and it does. Sideshow Bob now gets a kick. Deep down, call the mark, please. No, he doesn't. They play on here, Fiji, and look to return this ball. This time they can find the touchline and do. Australia will go quickly, surely, and they do. Pressure at the back here on Pattaya. There is space in behind. Down on the full, taken by Red Radra. He now kicks it back. Trying to keep the ball down Australia's end of the field. Donaldson, he can return it with interest. Again, taken on the full. Running it back. Looking for space in behind Australia's line again. Korobete now. What can he do? The kick. It's a bit loopy. It's going to bounce kindly for the Wallabies, though. Fiji have it. Inside their own 22. Looking for touch. Oh, looking for touch. It bounces kindly. And Marky Mark fires a hospital pass across into the middle of the field. And Vunivalu, he will finally get the clearance away. But that is victory Fiji in that little exchange. That has just eaten up the clock, and Fiji have won the kicking duel. You love a good kicking duel. Foursome backs was won by Fiji there. Well, that ball's clearly gone out as well. The referees missed that one. That is a howler from the officials. This one's been tapped forward by Australia. It's knock-on advantage to Fiji. Massive moment in the game now. And this is going to eat off some more time. The scrum is going to kill off at least a couple of minutes, especially if Fiji can be cheeky and do it right and earn a scrum reset. There's 3 minutes left. 3 minutes for Fiji to hold on. There will be some shenanigans at scrum time. Rest assured, Fiji want nothing more than for this scrum to reset a couple of times. $22 points to 15. 3 minutes to go. They've just got to be careful how they go about this, Fiji. They do not want to give away a penalty to the Wallabies. They've really got to watch the shenanigans. They have to be so smart about it. They're wheeling. They're wheeling. This will be Australia's ball. No, he's caught. Oh, referee Brace doesn't want to call it. He's called the reset, and that is perfect for Fiji. Exactly what they needed. They got away with that one, Fiji, I feel. They better not risk it again. They better not risk it again. They can't do that again. Fiji have to release it this time. I get the feeling that they got away with that one. He might not be so lenient a second time because it's pretty clear what's happening here. Fiji just looking to wind down the clock. 2 minutes to go. Scrum is fed. It's a lot more stable this time, and they've played it perfectly, Fiji. They've played that absolutely perfectly. They release it now. Stepping in field, going into space. Now, the corner is open. One to beat. Thrown back inside, and that's off Australia and into touch. This will be Fiji's throw into the line out. This will be Fiji's throw into the line out. Referee and touch judge. Nobody wants to make a decision, but I believe this has come off Australia. Oh, Fiji. They were so close there. So close. This one might be ruled not played at. Australia do get the throw into the line out. Valentini in midfield. They've got to go the length of the field. Fiji. 1 minute left to hold on. It's come back. Australia are going to kick it. Australia are going to kick the ball away. up towards halfway. They're backing their line out here. The Wallabies are backing their line out, which has been very, very solid to the back end of this second half. Mel, ahoy there, mate. How are you doing? This is the game right now. 1 minute to go. Fiji with the throw into the line out. This could be the game. 7 points the difference. This is the biggest throw of the match. And they get it at the front. They set up the maul. Fiji, that's one half of the job done. 30 seconds left to hold on. They hold it at the back of the maul. They'll be told to use it. They release the ball. One more ruck. One more ruck. They've lost the ball, Fiji. Fiji lose it. Australia will get one more chance. One more chance. Oh, Fiji, come on. You're killing me. One last play. The final scrum of the game for the Wallabies. Time is up on the clock. They have to go 50 metres. Scrum on halfway. Australia ball. They will have one last shot at it here. They just needed to hold on to that for one more ruck, Fiji. And the big moments. If Australia pull off a miracle here, Fiji have just lost those key moments. This is a massive scrum. Massive from Fiji. And they win the penalty. And that is the match. Fiji have pulled off an absolute miracle at the Rugby World Cup. Fiji have defeated the Wallabies. They have saved their best scrum of the match for the very last one of the game. They won't even take the... They'll take the three, surely. Take the three. Deny the Wallabies the bonus point. The bonus point will be crucial. Take the three. That bonus point is going to be critical if Australia manage to beat Wales next week. Denying Australia a bonus point is massive. Honestly, I probably would have just put it into touch. But yes, in the context of the tournament, this is a massive 3 points. Because if they deny the Wallabies a bonus point, that is going to be huge come the tiebreaker end of the pool stages. It's a tough kick. He moves in. He strikes it. He's missed it. He's hooked it to the left. Has he done enough to put it dead? He has, and that will be the game. Well, he missed the three, but they get the win. Fiji. They just wanted to give us that little bit of extra heart attack at the end. Fiji have pulled off a miracle here. 22 points to 15. 3:45 in the morning here. Australian time, local time for me. But I am so glad to have stayed up and witnessed a piece of history. That bonus point, though, is going to be massive. You just get the feeling, Australia, that bonus point will be critical when we sort out the rest of the pool phases and who goes through to the finals. That is a massive, massive bonus point. But still, Fiji, they have threatened to do this for so long, and they're finally, third time lucky. 22 points to 15. Oh, they deserved it. They absolutely deserved it. Absolutely nobody in Australia can be upset about Fiji with that one. They played the near-perfect game of rugby. You cannot at all begrudge them for that. They earned it. And to think that they were one dropped ball away from potentially beating Wales as well, Fiji could have been top of the group. Oh, they gave us a heart attack or two at the end. But Fiji, what a proud, proud time for this great rugby union nation. Fiji, they have dominated for years at sevens level, and they are now starting to reap some rewards in the 15-man code as well. And they are now on the cusp of a Rugby World Cup quarter-final performance. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, that was tense. That was one of the most tense games of rugby. I'm so honoured and privileged to have been part of history here. You can understand why on a Monday morning, 1:30 local time, 1:30 a.m. Monday morning, this game kicked off for me. I have work in the morning. It's now 3:45. I had a choice to make. Do I stay up and do this game? Or do I dismiss it and go to sleep because I've got work in the morning? I am so honoured and privileged to have been part of the history that we have just witnessed. Fiji have defeated Australia 22 points to 15. Absolutely incredible. They put on a near perfect performance. That bonus point, though, that bonus point is alarming for Fiji. They knew exactly what was happening as well. They understood the situation. Take the 3 at the end there, and had he been able to kick that and stolen that bonus point off Australia, that could be crucial. Australia could potentially be saved here from huge qualifying embarrassment on the back of that bonus point. Only time will tell that, though. There's a lot of time left in the pool phases, and a big game now next week, Australia versus Wales. It's almost a must-win now for the Wallabies. I mean, it pretty much is a must-win, isn't it? It is, yes, it absolutely is a must-win now for the Wallabies against Wales. They will be feeling the pinch. Fiji put on the most impressive defensive effort I've ever seen a Fijian team put up. And they deserve every single moment of that. Oh my goodness. Wow. The best defensive effort by any Fijian team in the history of their rugby playing days, in my opinion. They were just unbelievable. A very deserved win. What a game. So honoured to be part of it, as I said. We have just witnessed history. $22 points to 15. Absolutely incredible. History. Don't you just love, like, being part of history? I was there calling it when Argentina defeated the All Blacks for the first time. We got to see Argentina beat the Wallabies. We now got to see Fiji defeat the Wallabies at a Rugby World Cup. These are moments that you can't plan for. It's just so good to be part of them. Absolutely amazing. I can only imagine what the parties are going to be like in Fiji after that one. Incredible scenes. Basil Khan says fireworks in Fiji. I'll bet. Let the celebrations run wild, Fiji. You've absolutely earned it. What a dominant performance it was. You just got the feeling at the back end of that game there that it was going to slip away from them. But I'm so happy that they held on. Absolutely amazing effort. Fiji, we salute you. 22 points to 15. Oh, how can one go to bed after that? Honestly. I mean, I've got work very soon. I've got work in a few hours. But it's going to be a while for me to come down from that one. That was amazing. Such an incredible game of rugby. Absolutely incredible. I can't believe it. 22 points to 15. Fiji. Oh, see, that bonus point was so crucial. That bonus point was critical because that bonus point has kept Australia in the top 2. The Wallabies remain ahead of Fiji at the moment on the ladder. That bonus point was so critical. But anyways, all-important game coming up for the Wallabies next week against Wales. They still have to beat Wales. All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much. What an absolutely incredible moment that we have just witnessed in the context of rugby history and of the Rugby World Cup 2023. 22 points to 15. Fiji have defeated the Wallabies for the first time. What an amazing effort defensively from the Flying Fijians. Congratulations. What a win. Party it up now, Fiji. Party it up. Enjoy the moment. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for your company. I very much appreciate it, as always. Bright and early in the morning for me. I wasn't sure if anybody would actually be here, but cheers to those of you who did manage to make it up or stay up, whatever the case may be, and catch what was an incredible game of rugby. Thank you so much. Until next time, Wasted World of Sports. Cheers.